Congratulations on making it to the end of this program. This is your V2 birthday, and I hope you found great joy in the journey through this process. And so I'm here with Sanjeev, and to wrap up, we'd like to share some closing words and what it means going forwards from here. So Sanjeev, what has this meant to you?
I've really enjoyed the journey. It's been an awesome journey. And I think it's been awesome for me personally. It's been awesome to work with the V2 team, you and several others who put so many long hours into making this whole program work and delivering this very effective methodology to people, I feel. And then for all of you who participated, put in hard work. I know some of you went all the way. Some of you tried your best given your constraints and still gave us some awesome feedback. We've learned a lot, and I think we are taking the first step towards our vision of creating 1 million game changers.
Absolutely.
1 million people who are learning how to be empowered despite circumstances, not circumstance addicts.
Right. So you mentioned, some of the challenges in going through this program and how the main pieces of feedback has been the time constraints people faced in just having time to do this work.
Right.
What's your recommendation for people who might have felt time constraint as an issue to do this process?
Great question. An Abraham Lincoln quote comes to mind where I think, to paraphrase, he says, if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I don't know why you'd want to chop down a tree, but it's an old quote. And it says that if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I would use the first 4 to sharpen my axe. Right? So if you want to be more empowered, you have to build your muscles, and it's the muscles we talked about. And building the muscles, we said, is like learning how to dance. And you can't learn dancing by reading a book on dancing. You have to practice. And so it's kind of a chicken and an egg problem. You're overwhelmed, you have many fires to fight, and you're waking up early in the morning, going till late in the night, probably not getting enough rest. And the question is, what's making you do that? And could you be stronger, more empowered internally, where you don't have that false sense of urgency? You can see things more clearly. You have greater self-awareness. You have greater ability to balance your emotions, thus get more results in less time. And also not be addicted to all the results you think will make you happy, you think will do something for you, but they're really kind of mirages, right? They're false dreams you're chasing.
And in doing that, they're creating more, not only they're building V2 muscles, but they're actually creating more time for themselves, right?
Exactly. The question then is, it's a chicken and egg problem. There's only one solution to the chicken and egg problem. You got to start somewhere, and you got to start small. It's been a key part of our teaching in our methodology is to start small. So for those of you who don't have the time, you look at a task and say, this is going to take 2 hours. I don't have 2 hours. Question is, do you have 5 minutes? The program is flexible, as you know, and you can do something just for 5 minutes. One thing I want to point out is that it is an evergreen program. So we expose people to this amazing amount of material in a short amount of time, and congratulations to those of you who were able to do it, and congratulations to those of you who made your best attempt to do it. There are no failures here, right? It's just a beginning of a journey. So as we come to the end of this program, it's really not an end, it is really a beginning.
And what's your recommendation then for people who, whether they put in a lot of time or not, moving on from here, what do you recommend they do?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. So first, recognizing that all of you have very little time. Question is, figure out and really think for yourself, do you have 10 minutes? Do you have 15 minutes a day? And if you have, reserve them. Otherwise, something will come and consume them, right? And put it on your calendar. And then choose a simple practice. And a simple practice could be the awareness practice. And we taught awareness, for example, in a week, and we taught you something that other practices could take a whole year to teach you, right? It's a lifelong practice in meditation and awareness, which was really a small segment of our program. So take that for a month and do an awareness practice, and you have a whole bunch of awareness practices. So that's my first point of view. But few others, right? They say you read a book again and again, and you get more and more value from it, right? And this is a book that's been very dense, and so you should look at some of the videos again. You should look over some of the homeworks again, and you can do in homework again and again. So that's point number 2. First is reserve some time. Second is go over some of the materials again. It's an evergreen program. It's there for you. So take your time and maybe make a timetable through it. Say week 1 I'm going to look at this. Week 2 I'm not going to look at anything. Just do homeworks. And then a strong recommendation is you learn best by teaching. And we learn best in community, right? We had a community here to help each of us, and I think I'd like to thank all of you who participated in the community by sharing some of your experiences. But if you didn't share, you still contributed a lot just by reading others' contributions. That shares an energy, that brings energy to all of everyone to do the work. Now that we've finished with the program and you're on your own, we strongly recommend find a partner. One partner could be someone who's not been exposed to the program, and take them and teach them just the first lesson on awareness. After they do that, teach them the second lesson on balancing. Right? That's kind of fundamental awareness and balancing, and if you take someone through that, I think it'll solidify for you, it'll sink in deeper, and you'll be able to provide this gift to someone. So that's essentially our recommendation. One thought does come to mind as I'm speaking about these recommendations is that as I communicated with many of you, when you were in a ditch, many of you were quite interested in a practice, for example, a balance, or doing, say, a labeling practice or a shifting technique, emotion shifting technique. Now, that's a good thing to do, but my recommendation is you have to do this when you're not necessarily in a ditch. The more you practice, you'll internalize these. These practices become part of you. These muscles will become strong. So pick a practice, do it for a month such that it's internalized. There are a whole bunch of audios that are available to you, a whole bunch of videos that are available to you. Take them and practice.
Wonderful. So recognizing that this isn't the end, and like a great book you read, you might want to go back and read it again, and that's how this program was designed, to keep digesting and mastering, and perhaps to pick one area of content to focus on for a month, and ideally being able to teach it to others, and block out time the day to continue doing this practice, not just when you're in the ditch, but when you're balanced and you can really sharpen that saw.
Right. I think it's awareness, and awareness. What I do personally and helps me a lot is when I need it, I turn my switch on, exactly, and life changes, or it begins to change. And now I have an opportunity to observe myself. And I think self-observation is a highly underestimated skill. I wish they teach that in schools and we all become better observers of ourselves, because you can't really change what you can't observe. You can't change what you don't understand.
Let's hope they teach this in schools, and connecting that to this greater vision, right? You mentioned, your vision for version 2 is to train 1 million game changers, and let's even think beyond that and getting this into school systems, and there's so much potential here. Tell us more about the vision and what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, as I've shared with you and I've shared with many of you, I was on the success treadmill, which I think is wrecking our planet, right? I created what's a very successful company, had an IPO, and created many, many millionaires. And I don't think we created game changers. We are wrecking the planet, and we need people who are going to change the trajectory of the planet. And these people, the game changers, totally need to be people who are empowered despite circumstances. They know how to feel fulfilled with what is. They don't feel that they need more and more and more to be fulfilled. And these are the people who because they're fulfilled, because they don't need different circumstances to be empowered, the game changers who will step up and create a different trajectory than the one we are on.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think I want to thank each one of you for your contribution to this. You became more of a game changer yourself by practicing some of these, and as we said, it's just a beginning, not an end. So hopefully you'll continue to practice, and hopefully each one of you will help create one or two additional game changers, and we will have a more empathetic and caring set of people in this world.
Yeah, it's so inspiring, and I think we all have this choice of what game we're playing in life, the game of success. Is the objective, is our definition of success empowerment through our circumstances, or
Exactly.
is the objective of the game we're playing in life to be empowered despite circumstance? And that's a choice we all get to make. And this is really the methodology to help people play this new game of success.
Right. And so I'd like to thank everyone once again for being with us to this point, and encourage you to continue to be in touch. And I think read some of the emails you'll get from us carefully. There'll be more and more additions to the program, to the software, to building community. There's a lot to come, and we invite for you to participate closely with us. Thank you.